songs. I
I
can't do it.
wake every morning to the sun. Grab something to eat and get out on the run.
Sorry, y'all.
I
Mousie's
wake
not
every
working.
morning to the sun. Grab something to eat and get out on the run. I'll work all day and play all night. It's a Southern fried life for me. I like my life Southern fried, from my breakfast to my baby at night. And all points in
Peter's got the
between, I
echo.
play Southern fried and work Southern fried. I live, love, and laugh and worship Southern fried. Southern fried is the life for me. Dragging to work looking so rough. My boss man tells me I gotta be tough. Just get on the job and get it done. It's a Southern fried life for me. I like my life Southern fried, from my breakfast to my baby at night. And all points in between, I play Southern fried and work Southern fried. I live, love, and laugh and worship Southern fried. Southern fried is a life for me. Tells me all the time that way of life will bring me down. I do my best to do things right, but it's a Southern fried life for me. I like my life Southern fried, from my breakfast to my baby at night. And all points in between, I play Southern fried and work Southern fried. I live, love, and laugh and worship Southern fried. Southern fried is the life for me.
There we go.
What?
I wasn't there yet. I'm trying. I'm still going here.
Okay.
Uh,
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing this evening? I forgot that our halftime forge is on too. Oh, goodness, y'all. Do y'all know what? My cousin just sent me a thing saying my little cousin, well, she's like my niece, but she is graduating from Georgia this weekend. Oh my goodness.
Well, hello there, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
He said he's fat and sexy.
Yeah, where's he at? On Rumble?
He's on Rumble.
Oh, there he is. I see him now.
Well, I could vouch for the fat part. I don't know so much about the sexy part. We all know I'm the clickbaiter around here. No, I don't stand a chance of being clickbait. No, Jeff got me whooped out on that. He said it's hard to keep up with demand these days. I'm worn out. With demand? Oh, who's demanding? Y'all just don't know how hard it is to go through life being this pretty.
Oh my gosh. Dog.
What?
You know what?
Oh, well, welcome to Tuesday
It's hard
night.
to be fat and sexy these days, man. Yes, it's Cinco de Mayo Day, and yes, Mom and I went and ate Mexican.
Well, absolutely. I did not eat Mexican tonight. I've never, I don't know when Cinco de Mayo became such a big holiday. Hey, Barry. But
Barry.
I like tacos as much as the next guy. But I found bacon on sale this evening, and we had breakfast for supper. I'm gonna tell you something. I like me some bacon. And I had lots of it
You
too.
got that right. Okay.
Now, if you want to know what's best with bacon, just more bacon. Bacon is, I'm going to agree with Half Fine Forge on this. The answer is always
Bacon.
bacon. Now, like if they come up to you and said, you've got a choice between bacon and bacon. Bacon, we're good.
Bacon.
Would you want bacon and? Nope, just more bacon. Uh,
Yes.
what do you want with your bacon? Bacon. Bacon.
Bacon.
It's good for you. I don't care what they say. It promotes hair growth. Look here. Can you see that? It's growing right here on the sides over there. Y'all
Yeah.
see that? There's some fuzz right there. It promotes hair growth. That's come on since today, since I had bacon this evening. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You're going to see my back, huh?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Well, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody and happy Tuesday. And
Yes.
hope y'all have had a great day at work today, and I hope your week's been going great so far.
I've had a busy day.
Yeah, everyone give us a like and follow if you can. You had a busy day. What was you doing?
Well, at 7:53 this morning, the cable guy shows up without a call or anything. Then Chip shows up and he goes, "Hey, you need gas?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm about a half tank." He said, "Well, you best go get it because the raceway in Armuchee is 429. He said, "I about had a heart attack when I saw it."
Oh.
I said, "Oh no." He said, "Yeah." He said, "I found some. I said, 369 still." So I stopped and I had a half tank too. I was like, "Okay." So I left out of here and went to the Murphys, and they were $3.44 still, and I got 10 cents off because I had the Walmart Plus. So
Okay.
I filled up, and Circle K was already $3.99, and so and then the other raceway out here was $4.29, and Mapco was $3.99. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And we got to go to Tennessee tomorrow, and I'm like, crazy. Then Murphy's Appliance calls me and says, "We're on the way to your house." I'm like, "Okay, I'll be there in just a minute." And then I was right behind them. So I got my washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Chip got the floor of the building and 2 walls up. So today. And then the guy came and replaced my windshield. So about 3 o'clock. So yeah, I mean, we just had all kinds of people here today, and my cats were tripping. And I had to take Jasmine back to the vet to be boarded because her and that cone was not working out. So my poor baby's back at the vet being boarded until we get this cone off or whatever, because she's got her third eyelid stitched up. So until Tuesday. So
I'm worried they're going to have to do something like that with Chuck.
I'm just busy today. I did unload 4 boxes. So.
Right. I think we got 4 boxes left to unpack. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do much of that. I did some gaming this morning and I piddled around the house. But other than that, that's about all I've been to do it. So, did look, play some Civ 5 this morning on Rumble Premium. So
I seen it with Flago's in while he was working.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that to you, but hey, you're supposed to be working. You ain't supposed to be playing video games, but I didn't do that. Yeah. I was glad he was in there. He said he puts it in the background. So,
that's right.
Well, while we're here, hey, everybody give us a like, follow, and subscribe if you would. And we're going to talk about a few things we got going on here at Southern Fried real quick. We'll start us off with Tunnels to Towers. Hey, if you're looking to help people and you want an organization to donate to, let me highly recommend Tunnels to Towers. These great people come in, and like people that are veterans and first responders that get catastrophically injured on the job, they go through, they revamp their home and make it handicap accessible for them as needed. If they actually die in the line of duty, a lot of times they'll go through and pay off the mortgage so the family doesn't lose their home. So, uh, yeah, it's a great organization to donate to. Tunnels to Towers. We got them on links on all of our pages. All right, Chris. Hey, Poor Man's How To channel. Hey, y'all make sure to give him a like or a follow if you would. He's getting started
Yes.
out. I've been
My Rumble didn't come
I
up.
I linked some reposted some of his material today. Yeah, check him out there. Give him a follow out there. Help a man out. He's a good guy. But you got 11 visitors today. My goodness, Barry. All right, you gonna talk about the next one? We'll go back and forth. We'll get these.
Yes, Opus Clips. If you do podcasts and videos, you can use Opus Clips to get your shorts for reels to put out on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Hey, Cook, how you doing? Is it your birthday? No, it's Cinco de Mayo Day.
Yeah, Cook, it's Cinco de Mayo. It's poop day.
Poop day. Oh my gosh. He interrupted my commercial. Anyway, use Opus Clips to get your shorts for your reels and everything to put out. See, that will mess me up talking about pooping days and everything.
Poot,
Go to our
not
Facebook
poop.
page.
Poot. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Go to our Facebook page. It's one of ours, and you'll see Opus Clips link, and you can click it, and it will take you there, and it will help us out, and it will help you too to get your shorts or your reels to post, and you get to schedule them out whenever you want them to go. They do help you out and everything, so you don't have to be editing them yourself. So, thank you for no more interruptions, Rob.
You're welcome. Glad I could help. No. Okay. Next, how about we talk about Patriot Mobile? Hey, if you're looking for great phone service, please check out Patriot Mobile. Great American company out of Texas.
I smell something.
It's Cinco de Mayo. I know what you're smelling.
This is very unprofessional right now. We're trying to do our commercials. Patriot Mobile. It's a great company if you want it. Me and Rob both. Rob uses it. I'm trying to see about using it. Me and him got to talk about that after the show. But hopefully I'll be using it on one of my phones. But they're based out of Texas. They're a Christian conservative company. And if you want to talk to somebody, you will be talking to somebody that you can understand. So that is great. They use all three major carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. So go to our Facebook pages and you can click on the Patriot Mobile link and it'll take you to them. If you use the word Southern, you will get a month's free and still have to pay the activation, but still get a month's free. So check them out.
Yes. That's our gift to you for going out because it helps us too, but it'll help you out too. It's a great company, great prices too. Check them out.
Yes.
And a lot of people say, oh, I got to have unlimited data. Look over your last 3 months worth of phone bills and see how much data you're actually using. They will save you money. Because it'll surprise you because you're using a lot less than what you think you are.
I didn't last. Oh, Lord.
No, well, there are times. Hey,
Yes,
Cats and Bees, how are you?
Hey, Cats and Bees.
So, anyway, Floyd Feline. You want to talk about them? Then I'll talk about ARA.
Yes, Floyd Felines. They just got through doing their auction for this month. So I did win a bid on something, and I'll be getting that soon. It's going to hang up on the wall with the rest of the cat stuff. So they'll probably do one next month or month after. They try to do one, I think, every other month. So, you have to watch out for them. And of course, I'll tell you, Moe's Barbecue will be helping Floyd Felines Friday, I think. I forgot to check the date on that. Friday or Saturday, I will make sure I get that from 5 to 8. You go up there and tell them you're there for Floyd Felines. They'll give 10% of your bill to them. So that is a great way to help them out. And also, if you go to Floyd Felines Facebook page, they do have an Amazon wish list and everything. You can also volunteer if you're up this way and you want to help out. And then, you know, any old blankets, towels, and stuff like that, they'll take. And, if you want to go to the Dollar Tree and get you some paper towels, garbage bags, they can always use that too. But yes,
Yeah.
so help the little kitties out.
Yeah.
It's kitten season, so let's spay and neuter.
Yes. Went by my uncle's today, and he's got 2 kittens up there that just showed up.
Uh-oh.
And one of his cats, he's got yard cats, and one of them had kittens. So he's going to have plenty of cats up there for a while. He should have got it spayed and neutered. But anyway, speaking of Floyd Feline, down here we have Animal Rescue Alliance right here between Colquitt and Dawsonville, Georgia. Another no-kill animal shelter. These cats are taken care of until a home is found for them, and they have dogs as well. Same thing. They're taken care of until a home is found. But they need help sponsoring these animals, and please, if you can help them, do so. But more importantly, if you're looking for a dog or cat, check out Animal Rescue Alliance or Floyd Feline. Check these guys out first. These the dogs are safe when they're there. These are no-kill shelters, but they have to be maintained. And yes, they have a roof over their head. They're fed. They're taken care of. They're fixed. They're got all their shots and everything, but they need a home. So check out these places first before you go and buy one somewhere else. Go and check out your local animal shelters, especially Floyd Feline, and Animal Rescue Alliance right here on Highway 91 in between Colquitt and Dawsonville. I'm going to try to get out there before long and see if I can get a video cut.
Yes, and hopefully he can go soon because I sent him a thing today. They have a sweet little kitty cat down there at the AORA that got brought in because I forgot, did the parents of it passed away?
I think so.
He's being really shy, lonely. He's scared to death, and they need just people to come in and give it loving and stuff and try to get it out of its shell.
I'm going to try to be up there Thursday. Paige and I have some running around to do, and I think we're planning one of the stops we want to make. I'm going to call them tomorrow. But you know me, I can't go and pick up a cat. I can't. It's not Paige. I'll tell Paige, you got to be strong if we go up there. We can't bring no cat home because we're saving the last cat spot for a 12-toe cat. And she's like, okay, I can handle that. And I'm like, no, I can't though. Any news about the Bunkie farm? Not as of right now, Barry. They're still in court fighting, and hopefully we'll get that thing will just go to pass and fall to the wayside. But either way, the citizens of Bainbridge are going to be on the hook. They're still trying to find a way around that $300 million bond. And as it stands right now, they're still on the hook for it. So we're trying to get more info, and just bear with us on that. And I do know that Miss Yavina is running for the council position up there. And I shared out her information on my page. So if you want to go out and check that out, get to know your candidates. People around here in Bainbridge and Decatur County, y'all need to check it out. Yes. She's running on transparency, full info, getting all the information out to people. So, and I like that. That's what we need. We need more of that in government today. And it starts on the local end.
Yes.
It starts locally and it works its way up. It's just, if they're honest down low and it works up through the state and they demand that everybody be open and honest, then you can have open and honest. And they'll trickle up. This is one of those trickle up things. Ronald Reagan talked about trickle down economics. This is trickle trickle up ethics. It starts locally. You guys need everybody. I know everybody know you get almost no turnout in this country for local elections and state elections. We need to fix that. These are the elections that matter most. Get out and vote, folks.
That's
Vote,
right. We
vote,
got early
vote.
voting going on right now. So it's going on. They've already started last week, so they can do it for like 2.5 weeks before the day
Yeah.
to vote.
And look, we don't care so much who you vote for. We have our opinions on this show, and yeah, but we want you to get out and vote your conscience. Just go out and vote. Vote. Everybody, it's important. Exercise the rights
Yeah,
that you have. You know, everybody says, well, my vote don't count. It don't if you sit on your butt at the house,
that's
for
right.
sure.
You don't know if it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna count, but I mean, yeah, somebody might vote and it's gonna be against you, but still, you placed your vote. It could still be the one that put them over the top.
Yeah. Barry said, I believe early and against the educational special local option sales tax. You're going to, I'm not seeing where the special local option sales taxes really benefit people that much. We'll see. We'll see. I'm out to, I'm kind of out on a limb on that one. Oh, you voted early already. Good. Good.
Yes, we did.
I'm going to vote the day of just like I always do. Y'all, and for those of you in Georgia and probably all around the country, right now, you should already have a sample ballot available to you. Go to yourstate.org or .gov and see if, and just look it up. Right
They
now,
used to
generally,
put one in
there's,
our paper, and I don't know why they're not doing it. But Lord have mercy, when I got there, I mean, my friend Justin was like, "It's long," and I was like, "Okay." And when I looked at, it, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And some of them
yeah,
people I didn't even know. I'm like, "Who are these people?" And I'm
yeah.
just like,
That's why you got always, always, always
And
pull
so I
that
tell you, like,
sample ballot.
yes, and then reading that stuff, I don't comprehend some of that. I don't
Yeah,
comprehend that stuff, and I'm just kind of like, so
yeah. Well, I mean, that's just all. I mean, you need to know what's going on, and those things are hard sometimes to understand. So,
yes.
uh, uh, let's see. But yeah, the y'all pull your sample ballots. Let's see. Barry says it's an extra tax, and the point is, if the city and counties can't manage their money and they can't manage the SPLOST either. Well, yeah, yeah. So I can kind of see that a lot of ways. So uh, y'all give me just 1 second, please.
All right. So yes, we need to start. We got to vote and start at the bottom. And I mean, because it works its way up. Excuse me. And I need to look at a sample ballot because, like I said, some of them people I was like, what is this? So especially reading all that stuff, I'm just like I was lost.
Yeah. I mean,
So
a lot of people run into that. And see, your poll workers cannot help you with that. They
no,
can't legally. They cannot help you with that. So, I mean,
I mean,
then
what's
you're
so
left
bad?
out there kind of holding the
I can't even
bag, like,
help
who's
Mama.
this guy? You know.
Yeah,
Uh, Barry said, you know, Barry's talking about this East Boston's special local option sales tax and all this stuff. And you're right. The schools need money. I get that. And I understand that.
yes,
Okay. But I mean, we already collect property taxes out the butt everywhere.
for
And we're going to
real.
more and more and more and more. It just never stops. And
No,
Barry, you're right. If they can't manage what they have, they're not going to manage the SPOS money either. It's called
no.
budgeting. Most mortals here in this country have to live with a budget. They do too. Uh, on my ballot, the Republican Party asked a bunch of questions and you really didn't have to answer them. Huh. I believe I could give a answer to most any question. They
I answered
may not
all
like
of
it.
them, but I didn't understand it.
He said, I don't know if they're going to have a bunch of questions for the November ballot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll have a bunch of questions on there, but a bunch of questions will be answered on the November ballot. There's a thing here now that I am wondering about, and I got to find it. It was in the news all weekend, and I wanted to talk about it yesterday, but it was May the 4th day, Star Wars Day, and all that stuff, and I didn't. We kind of got sidetracked a little bit, and I didn't talk about it. Oh no! Now my computer's reloading. Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to find the story. I think it gets into it in this one here. All right.
Roxy.
All right. So, we got Justice Jackson, okay, up there on the Supreme Court now.
Yes.
Ketanji Brown Jackson, okay. We just had a case. It said this is from Fox, and I'm going to read it out. At issue is the finalization of the court's opinion in Louisiana versus Elias, I think that's right, where the court ruled 6-3. All right, that's 6-3 are racial gerrymandering. The court reaffirmed the use of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act to ban intentional racial discrimination in the design of voting districts, but effectively found many districts to be unconstitutional in their current form. But she was saying that they should have to wait 32 days to release it and all this other stuff, because, but it's ridiculous, all right? And she got shot down for it. But she is, she's using that as her seat up there to put her political beliefs out there when she should be just enforcing the law. Nobody cares what your opinion is, Miss Jackson or Judge Jackson. Nobody cares. We just want you to enforce the law. That's what it comes down to. But the Supreme Court a lot of times makes law, and they change laws. But no. That's how rough it. Okay, let's see here. Let's catch up with. But anyway, this could affect Georgia on this new voting law that's out there. No more. It's illegal. It's going to be illegal now. All right, it's going to be wrong to make your voting districts on race. Period. Race no longer has an issue in it, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
So I mean, but she's using her little seat up there as a place for her to do all this other stuff, and she was really pitching a fit because usually it takes 32 days. There's 32 days of waiting, then the clerk issues the thing. But Alito finally just kind of slammed her down on it and said, the 32-day period was a trivial objection that put form above substance, since no party had asked for reconsideration. It would be waiting for 32 days for no purpose, while other parties had stated a reasonable and pressing need to finalize the opinion. He said that her dissent lacked restraint. The dissent, he denounced it as being baseless and making baseless and insulting claims. He particularly objected to her charge that her colleagues were engaging in unprincipled use of power, calling it a groundless and utterly irresponsible charge. You know, I don't know what's, and see, this is the kind of person that they want to pack the courts with. This is it. This is their poster child for that. And that is silly. It's just asinine. It nothing to do with the law. Nothing. Nothing. Um, I don't understand, and I don't support, and I can't condone. I can't get behind that. I just can't do it. Uh, so, uh, Barry said some of these may be proposed changes to the state constitution. It's actually better to leave that alone. Yeah. That's how Raphael Warnock and previously David Scott got their positions, the way they gerrymandered the Atlanta area. Yes. It should be defined by zip code, really. Seems like the only fair way to divide up a district, and using natural things like the Chattahoochee to divide areas. And just for the record, Republicans gerrymander districts about as bad as Democrats do. The only path to honest elections is to go back to paper ballots and common sense districts by geographic location. Well, I don't think we'll ever. I'm not saying I disagree, but I don't think we'll ever go back to paper ballots.
Yeah.
That'll never happen. But I mean, there's got to be a way to do this in such a way to where the race doesn't come into it. I mean, lay a grid out over the state or something.
You're going to fall off.
Because then you have your higher populated areas like Atlanta, Savannah, Albany, even Columbus. You have these bigger cities that it's just that just isn't going to work. So I don't know what's going to be the right way to do it. So it should be just by straight grid across the county. But I don't. But I agree, it needs to be fixed. Brian Kemp introduced the Dominion voting machines, and he replaced Secretary of State with Raffensperger. Yeah. Well, I think they. I don't know. I really don't. There's a lot of conspiracy theories on that, and to be perfectly honest, I've not really researched it that much. I really haven't. The whole Dominion thing, I just haven't. There's been enough stuff going on to where I've been like, there's only so many hours in the day to look at this stuff.
Yep.
Just being honest, so I can't really comment on that. I haven't researched it there, Barry. He said, I voted for the new guy, Calvin King, and I actually got to talk to him. So it is possible to go back to the paper ballot. I don't know. I get the feeling that could be there's got to be some serious hacking concerns if they're going to continue with the Dominion machines. Yeah. They're personally, each one ought to be an independent machine. They should not be linked. Each one should be secure and on its own. And all data that it collects needs to be kept in that machine. Then you take those cores out or disk or whatever out, and you take them and you drop them off at the voting precinct, at the precinct headquarters. And then they tally them. That should be the way it works. Each one should be single. They should not be networked together, nothing. Because that just opens it up. That opens up for people to get in there and start infiltrating from outside. Each one needs to be an independent thing. So that's the only way, to me, it would work. Otherwise, they're open to hacking, all of them. And that's every computer out there, including your phone and everything else. Everything can be hacked now. Don't tell me you
Yes.
can't. Everything it can.
Mhm.
No, these things are hack proof. No, they're not. Nothing out there is hack proof.
Mhm.
So,
There are some very, very smart people out there.
yeah. He said, that's why I want a receipt. Just like McDonald's, they print me a receipt. If I order a Big Mac and I get a fillet of fish, I should be able to go back and complain. Yeah, well, I see where you're coming from there. I do see. Um, and I don't know what the answer to that is because you can't take your phone in. You know, you can't take a picture of what you voted for. You can't get a copy of it. So, uh, I don't know. I really don't know what the answer to that is, Barry. I really don't. So, um, but I understand what you're saying. You won't be able to prove what your vote was. And if it comes up different, you want it fixed. They told me my number, I was voter number 15 at my district on Green Street in Gainesville. Huh. Well, uh, you can't use email because that's not secure. I mean, I was just trying to think because, that's your private information. Your vote is yours. It's, and a lot of the things with the voting integrity relies upon that vote being yours. You're by yourself in your voting booth. You vote for what you want to vote for. Nobody gets any sway over that. And no one gets to hold it against you. So, I mean, you don't want them coming back saying, "Oh, you voted for so and so. You sorry, dog," and then hold that against you. That's your vote. It's personal, and that's your personal information. So I understand wanting to handle it with care, but you're right. There should be a way for them to get that information to you. Okay, it's not going to happen because that's going to throw out another whole wrinkle in the voting process. It's going to lengthen it, and they're long enough as is. So I'm just saying. We, I don't know what the answer to that's going to be. So we'll see. It can remain private. You have my voter page that has all your info. Of course, they know how you voted based on the junk mail you receive. Yes. Oh my goodness. Have I received it this year too? Uh, if you voted Republican in a Republican election, you get Republican candidate mail. Well, yeah. Yeah. I've seen that, and everybody else has too. And that's true. You're going to get a bunch of it. So, yeah. I've gotten a ton of it this year. Hey, just a quick reminder, folks, y'all give us a like and follow if you're out there. For the ones of you that are out there, if y'all would, we'd greatly appreciate it. Yeah, oh my gosh. But Brian Kemp got in trouble because they give a CD to each party that has a list of voters that vote Democrat or Republican. I don't think that's exactly legal. Uh, but yeah, I mean, this everything, the whole voting thing needs to be cleaned up. One of Brian's staff released those records, and they offered free credit repair because it was an accident. Yeah. That's crazy. All right, so we're going to move on to another big story that's come out, and it's been brewing for a while, and hopefully we're going to see some movement on this story. The Minnesota lawmakers fail at getting Omar to testify about fraud. She won't do it. or they won't. She won't do it, or talk about her ties to it or anything. So they subpoenaed her. In fact, they tried to subpoena her, but the committee said, and they failed. And the committee's chair says more options exist. The subpoena requires 2/3 of the committee vote in favor to pass. It got only 5 out of the 6 votes needed, despite this coming off Fox. Uh, uh, as we have reached out to Representative Ilhan Omar on occasion, inviting her to testify, inviting and requesting documents. That was the chair of the House Fraud Convention and State Agency Oversight Committee, which is ahead of the vote. We have endeavored in multiple ways to get access to information because, as everyone knows, Representative Omar had some role, whether inadvertent or not. She passed the Mills Act in March of 2020, and that took the guardrails off the federal school nutrition program, which created the conditions for fraud. She said, I do think the subpoena is important. This is one of dozens, if not hundreds, of things we are investigating. We have had hundreds of whistleblower reports. They continue to come in weekly, she added. No, the committee will try to reach out to Omar's office to get cooperation. Even though the committee will no longer have official hearings, we will continue to investigate these whistleblower reports and webs of fraud. So, it's going to be interesting. Why, if she had nothing to do with it, if she didn't know about it, whatever, why is she refusing to say anything? I mean, silence is not, in this country, the right to remain silent. You can't be considered guilty because you refuse to say anything. Okay, you have that right to remain silent. But sometimes you have the moral responsibility not to stay silent. Sometimes there's a moral thing there where you have to say, you know what, I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry, I didn't. It happened behind my back. But of course, that kind of screams incompetence when they say stuff like that. And no, they don't want to appear incompetent. Oh, how could I not know? But then, all right, so if you knew it was going on, why didn't you do something to stop it? Or did you perpetuate it? Were you involved in it? Did you just look the other way? I mean, it brings those questions up. You know what I mean? When you remain silent sometimes. Have you ever noticed that, Jim?
Yeah.
Where it said they need to deport her. She's lied too many times. She's a part of the fraud, and they need to arrest him, Walls. She could have the right to plead the fifth, but she hasn't stood trial yet. If senators are given that exemption, they need to have that taken away. You have the right to remain silent, even when you're investigated. You have the right to an attorney, and you have the right to remain silent. So yeah. Whether it's gone to trial yet or not, I mean, if they're investigating, you have the right to remain silent, and you don't have to help anybody in their investigation. But yeah, she could have the right to plead the fifth, but she hasn't stood trial yet. So pleading the fifth, yeah, that's done at trial, and which means you don't have to incriminate yourself. So, but yeah, you're right. I think that should be a condition to be in politics. Really and truly. That if stuff's happening on that capital level, that you should not have the right to plead the fifth at that point. You're effectively, especially in this case, somebody was stealing billions from the American taxpayers. Billions. Stealing, stolen, gone. and they let it happen on their watch. So they should be responsible for it. But instead, everybody just said, "Oh, let's twiddle our thumbs here." I don't think that really is what happened there. I don't think that I'm responsible for that. Yeah, yeah, I'm just a big old dummy, you know. I don't know about that kind of stuff. But let me tell you something. I'm a really confident manager, and I'm really running this state great. Yeah, straight in the ground.
Hmm.
You just not hear me talk about that, don't you? Uh,
Yeah.
if you're a public servant, this can vary. If you're a public servant, you got to understand this part of the job. Plus, they need a drug test, credit check, etc., just like we do. Yes, yes. I think they ought to drug test everybody in the federal and state government. Yeah, give them a drug test.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I guarantee you, some of them's high on some. Uh, well, they don't let this wrong here. 'Cause they freaking.
You crazy
I'm
ass.
sorry. Tim Walz looks like he reminds me of who he looks like. Dick Cheney. Is it just me, or does he kind of resemble Dick Cheney?
Who is it? Who is it?
You don't remember who Dick Cheney is? He's the guy that he went on quail
Oh,
hunt.
I remember who Dick. Yeah, I know who Dick Twaney.
Dick Twaney?
Yeah, Dick Twaney.
Twain twat.
Phew, it's hot in here.
It's hot in here too. All right, so Dick Twaney.
Yeah, Dick Twaney. I remember Dick Twaney.
They made he's the guy that shot the guy while they were quail hunting down here. In between Colquitt and Albany, by the way.
Yes.
When you drive to Albany, you go right past where they have. They made the greatest spoof song about that afterwards. Cheney got a gun.
Yeah.
Very sad. We need to know where they're from too. Just like if you're from Coosa, that could be a game changer. Absolutely.
Hey, Barry.
Hey, Barry, that was a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Angel.
Hey, Angel.
Oh, glad you're in here with us tonight. We're all just kind of just kicking around. We are going to take a short break here in about 10 minutes. We're going to come back for more show. And if y'all haven't already, please like, follow, and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. You can even repost some of our stuff if you want to. It won't hurt our feelings none, would it?
Nope.
Angel, you having a great Cinco de Mayo day? Did you eat a taco, tostada, burrito, enchilada? Hey, hey, hey. Did you have some nachos, cheese, some salsa? No tacos. What? Why not? You could have a burrito, a fajita.
We had salsa and chips and cheese dip, and then Mama had her taco with no what you
Popcorn.
call.
She had popcorn.
No, she had a taco with no shell. She eats the chips.
Angel had
What did
Popcorn.
Angel have?
popcorn
Oh, popcorn. Oh, sorry,
and
Angel.
vegetable soup. Apparently, I had breakfast. I had
That's a
bacon, eggs,
combination.
and cheese grits. Popcorn and vegetable soup. Now, do you put the popcorn in the vegetable soup? And was popcorn still considered to be a vegetable? I mean, it came from corn. So is this popcorn technically, if you eat popcorn, you should be eating veggies.
I know.
Homemade with cornbread. Wait a minute. You hang on to that thought. We'll be right back to that. I got to read Barry's comment up here. It says, I get tacos, rice, and beans, and then to use the rice and beans as a chip dip. I usually use the rice and beans for ammo. Put
Stop.
the fork in there, or put your spoon in there, get a spoonful of them rice and beans, sit on the edge of your plate, and see how far it'll launch.
Stop. Now
Well,
go
it's
back to
fun.
that cornbread. You don't use Jiffy, do you?
Yeah, we got to talk about this, Angel. You make homemade cornbread or Jiffy mix? Where you from, Angel? If you just tell me where you're from, I can answer that question. Which just the state is all I need. If you just tell me the state, I can answer. Promise. Georgia, she makes homemade cornbread. There ain't no Jiffy mix in her. And you make it in a skillet too, don't you?
Barry's from Georgia and he uses Jiffy.
I think he's just yanking somebody's chain. I think. She makes it in a cast iron skillet too. Yep, iron.
Yes.
There's no Jiffy mix. That's right. She knows how to make corn. And Barry, if you really do use Jiffy mix, I'll have to let Miss Elizabeth. I will talk to her tomorrow, and I'll make sure that she knows that. If she'll come up there straighten you out, son. Oh my goodness, it ain't gonna be pretty. She might be a little bit on the short side, not too short, but she'll stand up on a box and wear your kneecaps out.
You better stop.
Angel said, I live in the country. That's right. Barry said, I don't know. I'm thinking about using Jiffy as a vegetable dip. Take zucchinis or mushrooms, take Jiffy and egg and milk, dip the vegetables in that, and bake. Angel's got gardens and chickens. I ain't got no chickens. I don't know, Barry. I think get you some Planko breadcrumbs,
Yes.
and if you'll douse those, run those zucchini and stuff through some butter, and then roll them in those Planko breadcrumbs, a little sprinkle of salt, throw them in the oven. I think that'll come out pretty good. My family lives on my road. My goodness. So you got the whole clan of folks there, huh? And she might be down here in South Georgia somewhere. Cows, pigs. We got the works here. I ain't got no cows, pigs, or chickens. And I probably live further south than you do. But 'cause I was way down here in South Georgia. But he said, but the Jiffy mix is pre-made, and then I could just dump the entire mix into a fan and make the rest cornbread. I'm telling on you. My uncles do. Live further south than I do. I don't know. I'm right here close to the Florida line. We got cats here at the house. Now, I got room. I could do all that stuff, but I'm going to tell you, I did big gardens the last few years, and they about whooped me. The last two, I haven't been able to get in. So, my wife kind of took over on that, and we're going to be doing smaller ones. Us ladies do the canning and freezing. Laugh out loud. I do most of the freezing and stuff like that here. But man, my sweetie, if we get enough up to can, we'll can it together. With sweet milk and Jiffy. Oh my goodness, Barry. Well, yeah, we need to take us just a few minutes. Everybody, y'all hang on out there. Hey, we got quite a few folks in here. Y'all make sure to like and follow, subscribe if you will. We'd appreciate it. And let's take about 10 minutes. Can we do that before we start the second half? Yeah. About 5 to 10 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'll do it quick. I got to go to the bathroom.
Hey.
Huh?
Okay, go. I'll play music.
Hey, wait a minute. I have a question for you. Speaking of going to the bathroom, I have a question for you. Why do they call it taking a dump when you're actually leaving it?
Stop. Go on.
I just wonder. These are things that wake me up at 3, 4 o'clock
The
in the
Bye.
people
morning.
of this country are sick and tired.
See, we're
We
sick and
keep getting
tired.
told whatever you want us to hear.
Be right back.
Instead of
folks. I'm still
doing
up.
that, just tell us the truth. But that ain't in you. So I wrote this song for you. Liar, you are a liar. The truth ain't in you. Your pants are on fire. Liar, you are a liar. The truth ain't in you. Your pants are on fire. You get hung high. You get hung low 'cause you lie, lie, lie. You keep your woke ways oozing off your tongue. You preach inclusiveness and divide us all the time. Well, just so you know, we are all sick of your crap. I wrote this song for you. Liar, you are a liar. The truth ain't in you. Your pants are on fire. Liar, you are a liar. The truth ain't in you. Your pants are on fire. You get hung high. You get hung low 'cause you lie, lie, lie. You tell us boys belong in sports with girls. What a slap in the face to the women in the world. They get their achievements stolen and are forced to just live with it. Not even gonna talk about what they deal with in the locker room. We are sick of this, so I wrote this song for you. Liar, you are a liar. The truth ain't in you. Your pants are on fire. Liar, you are a liar. The truth ain't in you. Your pants are on fire. You get hung high. You get hung low 'cause you lie, lie, lie. We hear every day that we are the problem. We get called all kinds of names just because of what we believe. In God and our country and our families and in keeping our nation first. You say you believe this too, but those words coming out of your mouth just don't ring true. So I wrote this song for you. Liar, you are a liar. The truth ain't in you. Your pants are on fire. Liar, you are a liar. The truth ain't in you. Your pants are on fire. You get hung high. You get hung low 'cause you lie, lie, lie. Mama said, keep your chin up and your back. Mama said, keep your chin up and your back straight. Mama said, look him in the eye and say your piece. Mama taught me a lot about being a man. That is what we need our mamas to be. Straightforward and speak the truth. Guide us and lead us to be the best we can be. So we can be the man they see inside of us. Open the door for your sweetheart. Help the person in need. It all matters in life to be the man she sees in me. I know mama loves me, and I want her to be proud of me. That is what we need our mamas to be. That is what we need
All right.
our mamas to be.
We have snuck back in here.
He did sneak
Oh.
back in.
Oh. So we're glad everybody's here with us tonight. We're gonna
Yes.
keep going here for a while. What is going on? Okay. So I got something I would like mention. Jennifer, I want your opinions. Barry, Miss Angel, everybody that's out there, give us your opinions here, okay?
Okay.
Uh, what is the definition, or what is a leech?
Are you talking about the bug that sucks blood off of you, or a
That
leech
critter.
that the critter?
Well,
Or
okay,
are you
let's
talking?
talk about the critter. The critter, a
Okay,
leech.
it's that slimy thing you can get in the water that's gonna latch to you and suck your blood.
Okay. When a leech gets full, what does it do?
I don't know. As far as I know about them.
All right.
I guess fall off.
Yeah. Yeah. They suck your blood. They just suck you dry. Then they fall off. And then they take that blood and they use it and they reproduce. They actually reproduce. They use that to feed their young and they multiply.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, they die and then after they reproduce, they're gone. But then you have a whole bunch more leeches. They come in and bleed you dry and basically just slowly suck the life out of you.
Like
To
a demo.
me, huh? To me, that's a definition and a good way to look at modern day politics. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on.
Yeah.
They are in it for themselves and for their offspring, be it red or blue. All right. And that really is sad. We vote for these people in office based on our values, and they get elected, and then everybody complains on the other side. Whichever side you're on, the other side's going to complain about it. That's fine. Okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Uh, They said it's an animal like a slug that attaches to your arm or body part and draws blood. At one time, they were used for health. Yeah. At
Mm-hmm.
one point in time, I think our government was set up to operate for the people. The government, isn't for the people anymore. They are for a part of the people. They are for part. They're not for the whole people. They pick a side, and that's the side they're for. We're supposed to be Americans, not Democrats, not Republicans, not independents. We can vote however we want to. But at the end of the day, we're supposed to be Americans. And there's so much hate. Uh, Angel says, kind of like Congress. Yeah, it's like the whole government. And this whole, you know, when did we get so mentally skewed in our beliefs, in our pride as Americans, to where we hold this hate and animosity for our fellow Americans? What is up with that? We need a serious wake up call in this country, and we need prayer. And we need to pray for our country. We need to pray for our leaders. We need to pray for the other side. Both sides need to be praying for the other side. We need to get back to being Americans. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like religious organizations. And this is a human trait. We like to divide. Oh, I don't believe in that, so I'm going to go over and do this. Our political organizations are the same way. We need to break away from being this, that, and the other, and go back to being Christians. Christians. We all serve Jesus. We're all Christians. If you don't, in this country, you have the right not to. Okay, you don't have to. But those of us that do, we have the right to. But we're so fractured. It's just like our government. Uh, and I'll take it a step further. Our families have become more and more fractured as well. Uh, Barry says, you remember in North Carolina when the hurricane hit and so many people were looking to help? Yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about. And that is exactly where we need to be today. We need to be, it doesn't matter what political organization you're with, you need help. And it didn't matter where that help came from, what political organization they were with. It was Americans helping Americans. It was states helping states. It was counties helping counties, even. I mean, it's, we should be so much more than what we are. Um, so some of the same people tried to help in Brantley County with the fires, but the government got in the way. I think government is more of a burden. It is. It's gotten so big and so out of control that, instead of being here to help, there's more and more red tape. There's because everybody has to justify their job. Oh well, we got to do this to prove that. It is absolute hogwash, and it is so sad that this country has gotten to this point. And if America falls, this is what's going to do it. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are not undivided. We are very divided, and it's sad. And I believe that through prayer and some understanding on both sides, that we can get back to the point to where we are indivisible. But we all have to work and strive for that. Angel said, I was truly blessed, born into a Christian home and family, raised by a pastor. Our church took many loads to North Carolina. Yeah. And see, that's what I'm talking about. And why? Was it because they were your political organization? No, because they were people, and people needed help, and more people went to help them. That's what it is. And without that, we're lost. You're right, Angel. We do need more love. And not just love, we need understanding as well. Barry said, and that one act made me swell with pride about how everyday folks step up in the time of need. Amen. We saw it down here right before I moved down here to South Georgia. Hurricane Michael came through here, and it devastated this area. I mean, we're 2 or 3 miles inland. No, we're several hundred miles inland. But the hurricane had gained so much force after it hit. When it came through here, it was still Cat 1 or Cat 2. When it came through Miller County, here in Georgia, I mean, across the Panhandle. Yeah. And all of these forests and stuff, and the homes, they're not made for that. We're not supposed to get that kind of storm here, but we did. And people came out of the woodwork to help. And yes, I was proud to see it, and I was happy to see it. These linemen come from all over. I know my mom was without power in Albany, Georgia for 2 weeks. All right. And she had the oxygen machine and everything else. I mean, they had to get generator and fuel and all that kind of stuff. But people came out of the woodwork to help. They had chainsaw crews. My stepsister was helping set up chainsaw crews to go help clear roads and stuff like that. Piles and piles of just dead trees, everywhere. I mean, it was a mess. Barry said sometimes a disaster is a blessing where people show how they can help, whether it's North Carolina, Texas, Brantley County, Georgia, Ohio. Yeah. But why do we have to wait for that disaster to be kind to one another? That should be our goal every day. We should be out there trying to make a difference, not just in our lives, but in the people's lives around us. And while it makes me swell with pride, just like Barry and you and everybody else out there, when you have these disasters and people just come out of the woodwork to help, it's like, wow, look at this outpouring of support. If we supported each other the same way every day, that could be the norm. What if, Barry says they're building some condos behind my house, and I knew my landlord would sell one day. I shouldn't expect it this month. I've got 60 days to get out where I'm at. Uh, I've got to support system in place, and I've got to exhaust it first. Wow. I always look back on the Bible verse, if you cannot love your neighbor whom you have seen, how can you love Jesus whom we have not seen? Amen. I just need some time to get over the hump and find a secure place to go. Unfortunately, they may not include cats. Barry, I bet you can. I bet you can find some way to take care of your cats. They're your service animals. Yeah, yeah. So your support animals. And most places will make an exception for that. Angel, you're right about the Bible verse. Yeah. But I keep thinking, we keep fighting each other and fighting each other, fighting each other. All right. Here a while back, it's been last year, they had a wrestling match set up for a donation. It was a fundraiser for a young man that was suffering from cancer and he needed multiple surgeries. That was Briar, by the way, and I hope he's doing well. We prayed for him. I went to the show. I was a former wrestler myself, and I went to the show and watched it, and I had it live on that show, and it was nice. I enjoyed it. But and the community really reached out, and they raised a lot of money for that young man, and I was glad to see them do it. There's been some fires around. The community poured out and helped these people. We had a young farmer earlier, not just this year, that got ran over by a tractor. The community was there. We need that, not just here, but everywhere. Not just for certain people that are well known, for everybody. We need to approach everybody the same and with the same amount of compassion and forgiveness for them that we would want for ourselves. And understanding. People make mistakes. All of them do. Nobody's perfect. Not one. And we need to remember that. And Jesus loves us all. He doesn't care. In our Bible studies, we're covering Matthew now, and it said he came across the tax collector and said, "Come, follow me." And tax collectors back then were like the scum of the earth. There wasn't nothing lower than the tax man. Kind of feels the same way now in this country. But, hey, come follow me. And he dropped everything and went to follow the Lord. We should have that same willingness to drop everything and go help our neighbors as well. Miss Angel said, my late husband worked with Bob Armstrong, bad to the bone. Oh, yes, Bob Armstrong. I can remember seeing him wrestle. God don't change. You're right, he don't. I remember seeing Bob Armstrong wrestle. I never had the privilege. He was a little bit before my time. I got to wrestle some fun ones though. Some that I won't ever forget. One of them being Jake the Snake Roberts. No snake though. But I remember growing up and watching, and his son Scott. Yes, Scott Armstrong. I got to wrestle Jake Snake. I got to wrestle the Professor Abdullah once. We'll do that one again. I be at the same show with Tom Pritchett from the Dr. Tom Pritchett from the Midnight Express. Got to meet Terry Gordy. I mean, there's some great names out there. And I had a lot of fun. But, it was a brotherhood almost. We were, we had a lot of fun with it. And a lot of cutting up, a lot of joking, and just go out and put on the show and the matches and just have fun. I keep thinking that it's got tiny. I can't help but think, if people could be more like pro wrestlers, let's put that out there, okay? You got the good guys, you got the bad guys, all right? And the fans love the good guys and they hate the bad guys. Hey, that's the way they want it to be. I was a bad guy wrestler for years and years. I loved it when I got booed. I loved it when I walked out there and they started, you scumbag. I loved it because I was doing my job. And the more they hated me, the more I got into the match. It was fun. It was absolutely fun. It was hilarious to me. But when we get in the back, and all of us guys are standing around back there talking, we're laughing and having a ball. You know, we go out there and you get your butt whooped by a guy. And you get the back, you shake hands. You're like, good match, man. Yeah, hey, that was great. I loved what you did there. I loved what you did there. And, you know, oh yeah, it's fun. It's absolutely fun. But when out in the ring, you didn't know that. You saw two guys trying to beat the snot out of each other. You know. But then when you get in the back, we're all brothers. You know. And I don't know. We focus on so much stuff to be mad at each other about. We need to focus on something to be proud of each other about. So in that spirit of stuff to be proud of people about, Barry said, you need to work on the fly. You didn't get to choreograph your moves with each other. Yes, you had to work on the fly. We didn't choreograph. We go out there and say, all right, anything special you want to do tonight? Yeah, you're going to be the heel. I'm going to be the face. All right, I'll heel you face. You know, and we did we would call stuff in the match and give signals and stuff. But, you know, but in the spirit of finding something positive to say about other people, I would like for us tonight, there's quite a few people on, y'all feel free to jump in. Don't just leave me and Janet and Angel and Barry out there. Everybody's welcome to comment. I would like, and I know the bent of this crowd, I want them to say something positive about Democrats. Today's modern Democrat. I want you to say one thing positive. Not sarcastic, but positive. Let's go eat. Yeah, no doubt. You had to work on the fly. You didn't get to. My girlfriend and I used to play in the ring. Yeah, it was fun. All right, I'll start. All right, I will start this. Something positive about today's Democrat. I firmly and wholly believe that a lot of the Democrats out there care and worry more about the planet than I do. I believe they have some honest concerns, and they probably care more about what's going on environmentally than I do. And I'll admit that. Now, I do care, you know, about what's going on in the environment. There are things I don't support, like shark finning and stuff like that. I support a way to get off of fossil fuels when it becomes viable. Doing it too soon doesn't do it, but, you know, I'll say that. Environmentally speaking, they're probably ahead of me. Come on, Barry, do better than that. You can do better. You can do better. Reach down deep. I know you're capable. I ain't gonna say that. Come on. You can do better than that. Yes, Angel. God's got the climate. Jennifer, can you say something positive?
There are some good Democrats.
Okay.
I can't tell you which ones because, you know, me and the political stuff is not. I get it just like what you do and say. But I mean, I feel that there are some good Democrats out there that go along with some of the stuff that President Trump does.
Okay.
Of course, not all of it, but I think some of them do agree with some of the stuff that he does, and probably looking at some of their other people and be like, "Have you lost your mind?" But yeah.
Yeah. Barry said, as a conservative, protecting the environment includes stopping all of these buildings like data centers and monkey farms to protect the environment. Yeah, I can go along with that. But yeah, you have a good point there, Jenna. I mean, I know there are some of the things that Democrats traditionally support that I wholeheartedly stand against. And a lot of that is because of religious convictions and such as that. Um, but at the same point in time, I know there's good ones out there that don't support some of those causes. So Angel says Fetterman has lots of good in him. I say that's a Democrat I would vote for. If Fetterman ran for governor here in Georgia, I'd vote for him. I would. Uh, I don't agree with all of his politics, but over what we got there right now, I probably would prefer Fetterman. Georgia has turned into one big construction project and no longer a place to live. Well, Barry, I'm gonna throw this out there just as a thought. There's a lot of people out there in California that would disagree. They're coming this way quick because so many Republicans are running in the state. Some good candidates have to run as a Democrat. You are correct. Uh, you know, and yeah, that's another thing. You know, when we try to go in and vote based on Democrat and Republican, we don't look at the candidates. We don't look at them. We just vote straight ticket, a lot of people. But you got to look at both sides. You got to look at the people and the persons running. It's important. You know, uh, you come near death, you get a wake up call. Yeah. Yeah, he did. He did come near death. And I understand what you're talking about, like, about with that. I think Barry and them know, and other people know, but I had a pretty major heart attack. What was that been? 3 years ago now? Coming up on 3 years? Yeah. It'll be three
Yeah.
years in August, right? Uh,
Hmm.
I had some chest pains. I got to the hospital. Uh, they were like, me, I was just joking and cutting up with everybody anyway. And we get back here in the back, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, he's got chest pains. Oh yeah, we've heard this 100 times." And and I'm joking and cutting up. And the doctor came up to me, and she said, "Mr. Blevins." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "You're having some issues." I said, "I am." So I said, "I know I'm hurting." I said, "What kind of issues am I having?" Uh, "You're having a heart attack." I was like, "Really?" So, like, oh, so this is what that feels like. I got hurt back in 2016. I'd been a little bit of pain for years and years and years, and it was just another pain. So they carted me to Dothan, Alabama. I mean, okay, number one, that was scary. They took me to Alabama.
Oh my gosh.
Dothan, Alabama has one of the best heart centers in the country as far as I'm concerned. Okay, they're great. And they took me in there, and they start running all these tests and everything, and they take me up to the CICU, and my heart was so weak that we got comments over here. Who's commenting? Okay, my heart was so weak. Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
Hey, Anthony.
That they had to put a balloon in my leg up the artery to help force blood up to my heart. Okay, to get my heart strengthened up enough to where I could have surgery. And I wound up. They found out that first they said I was going to have one. Then it's like, well, maybe two. No, I do not have a pacemaker, Anthony. Uh, but they wound up doing a triple bypass on me. And one of the arteries that was plugged was my widowmaker. It was blocked completely. And then my other ones were like 80 and 90. I mean, they said, if you were, talked to a buddy of mine who actually works in the surgeries, in the operating room during these surgeries, He said fewer than 5% of the people that have this type of heart attack and issue survive it. So I got a reason for being here. And I want to do the most that I can with these reasons and this time that I have. But no, I had what they call a cabbage, Anthony. It was a triple bypass surgery. They took arteries out of my leg or replacements out of my legs and all this other good stuff. But I'll never forget the night before I had my surgery. I had 3 days to dread this. Okay, I looked at it. I knew it was coming. I knew I was going to have heart surgery, and for 3 days, I was waiting for this. So I was staring it down the nose. I may not come out of this. They're going to put me to sleep, and I may not be waking up. And so the night before, there was this nurse in there, and he was great. And he came up to me and he said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You look like you're a little bit nervous." I said, "I am." I said, "How long have you worked here?" He said, "Oh, about 6 months." I said, "You've seen a lot of these surgeries?" He said, "Yeah." So I've seen a bunch of them. I said, "Have you ever seen anybody not come back from them?" He said, "Not here, I haven't. Everyone that's gone into that surgery room has come out." I said, "All right." He said, "But I tell you what, I'll pray with you if you want." And we prayed, me and him. And that did my heart more good than anything else. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. He didn't know my politics. I didn't know his politics. It didn't matter. We were two human beings reaching out to each other. I was reaching out for help and comfort, and he was reaching out to give it to me. And that's, a complete stranger. And Miss Angel, if you go back up to that verse that you were talking about right up here, yeah, I always look back to the Bible verse. If you cannot love your neighbor whom you have seen, how can you love Jesus whom we have not seen? Miss Angel says, "Also pray works when nothing else does." Amen. You're right. Anthony said, "That's even scarier." What's even scarier, I had a friend that's 4 years younger than I am, just recently had a heart attack that was caused because of workout supplements he used. He had a quadruple bypass to replace the Widowmaker and another one of his valves with a pig valve and a mechanical valve. Wow. I'm assuming being a former wrestler, I think I have a pretty good idea as to what supplements he was using. Uh, People make mistakes all the time, and I hope it does not affect him any further than what it has. I'm not going to jump on that. Prayer, yes, prayer always works, Miss Angel, and I know you meant prayer, and I'd already said I was reading out what you had written there, and I said pray works, and I'm sorry, I should have put the prayer in there, but I was reading what you wrote. Sorry, sometimes it's kind of hard on this end. But yeah, Anthony, a lot of people focus on outward, okay, and they'll take these supplements. Barry says, "I've been taking supplements too, made from biscuit dough." I think I have too, Barry. Don't you worry about that. But a lot of people, they worry about the outside, and they take all these supplements, I say supplements, and they really focus and push to work on the outside and what everybody can see in their physical appearance. Miss Angel says I have A plus and typos. That's why I'm talking. That's why I don't type very often, y'all. My spelling's atrocious. Okay, I spell it like it sounds. If it ain't right, you at least be able to sound it out. Where they focus on putting all this energy and all this stuff into their outward appearance and the outside, whereas they need to put that same amount of effort into the inside that shows through their actions, not their looks. Uh, Man, that's where we need to be. He said, after this surgery, actually, Rob, My friend eliminated these store-bought supplements from GNC to all natural organic supplements, and he became a vegan. Oh Lord, that means he's grass-fed.
Oh my God.
What? What? He's eating what my food is, huh? Don't feel bad, Anthony. Vegan though, that's more than just a vegetarian. Uh, uh, you know, vegans they don't eat meat, they don't eat dairy, they don't eat drink milk, none of that. It's all. Mm, mm.
Go do it.
I did it. I'm sorry. My ex used
Let
to.
me do it.
My ex-wife used to. She was a vegetarian, and they used to tell me all the time, "Well, this tastes just like hamburger. Well, this tastes just like regular hot dogs. Well, this tastes just like." No, it don't. It
Them
don't.
vegetable things.
Yes, the fake chicken nuggets. No, they don't taste like real chicken nuggets. I know. I know. Believe me, I would probably turn into a chicken nugget. I like McDonald's chicken nuggets. That's the best thing in the world. Mm. But yeah, I know. I know my meats. No, it tastes just like a. It tastes just like a rib. No, it don't. If it's going to taste just like a rib, I just eat a ribeye. Anthony says,
Maybe so,
you
but
laugh, but vegans are healthier than people with meat in their diets because they're not using a ton of grease when they are cooking their food. All right, Miss Angel, I see you there. Give me just a second, and I'll be right there. I want to, Anthony. Uh, uh, I don't always like when I do my chicken nuggets. I don't cook them in grease. I cook them in the air fryer. Now, am I saying they're healthy? No. Do I cook with grease? You darn skippy, I use grease. That's how I got to be so pretty, Anthony. This don't just happen. You have to eat a certain amount of fats and dietary fiber and stuff. I mean, look at my luxurious hair, Anthony. You think this just happens just because it's all that grease I eat that keeps it slick and shiny? Either that or it's my shave cream. I don't know. Uh, Anthony, uh, I know how a sausage is made with chicken nuggets from McDonald's and their burgers, and I stopped eating McDonald's because of it. Yes, Anthony, I do have a face for radio too. Look at that. Look at that. And I'm gonna come back up here to this here. I do. It's beautiful. Don't mock me. Uh, now look, I don't read too far into all this. I was a butcher, actual butcher. I cut meat, worked with meat. I grew up making sausage at my granddaddy's place down here and cutting meat and stuff like that. And yeah, you're not gonna gross me out. I don't care how it's made. It tastes good. I've ate possum when I was a kid. I've ate raccoon. I've ate rabbit, squirrels, dove, quail, alligator, rattlesnake. You know, nothing to me. You're not gonna gross me out, sir. I promise. I'm from South Georgia, dude. It's almost as bad as being from Louisiana. Crawdads, turtle. Uh, uh, Miss Angel said, "Beauty is sin deep." My dad always said, "Look at the inside of the people, not outward." I think she meant to say skin there, but sin deep is pretty good there. I kind of I left that one in on purpose because that was great. Barry said, "You've got to be proud of vegans if you eat kudzu all day, but you got to have four stomachs." Oh, Barry, you can't call them cows. You got to laugh from Miss Angel. She said, "I eat just about anything that won't eat me." Absolutely. Barry said, "I would like to get some fresh butchered sausage." Yes. And Miss Angel said, "I did again." Chitlins, grease, cracklings. Try it. I've ate
uh,
all that. I've ate all that. Uh,
Anthony.
Anthony said, "I ate fish eyeballs growing up and pig intestines being Hispanic." Look, pig intestines ain't got to do with you being Hispanic. Chitlins been ate all over this country. I've ate them. I do have an interesting chitlin story, and I'm gonna tell my chitlin story, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna do a raid here on Rumble. But uh, I grew up here in South Georgia, okay, and I wound up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, or in that area after my service days, and I went to work at a grocery store. I'm not gonna call the name of it. It was a pretty big store. And there was a lady there that worked there. Her name was Miss Althea, and I'll never forget her as long as I live. Loved her. One of the sweetest ladies I've ever met in my life. Yes, cracklings are good, Miss Angel, especially in crackling bread. Uh, but her husband had passed before I started working there, and for some reason, this sweet lady took a liking to me. And you talk about cook, she would tell me, "Now, Robert, I'm cooking tonight, and I'm cooking more than what I can eat. I'll bring us lunch tomorrow." I was like, heck yeah. And Miss
Oh,
Althea bring in a big old plate for me, and oh, we'd sit out there at lunch. Oh, and she loved doing it, and you could tell. And I wouldn't, and she was black lady. I didn't care, you know, I didn't. And so she came in one day and she asked me. She says, "Robert," I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Have you ever ate chitlins?" I said, "When I was a kid, I ate some chitlins." And I said, "I hadn't eaten them lately." And she said, "Okay." The very next day, she came in that morning, uh, and she said, "Now, Robert, I've got our lunch." I said, "Great." And I was excited. And we went out front to eat. There's a table out there. And she set me over a bowl of chitlins. And I knew what they were. I recognized them. I smelled them. There was no doubt as to what they were. Now, I know they were clean. Now, I had two options at this point, okay? Two options and only two. I could either say, "I ain't eating that," and hurt this lady's feelings and break her heart, because I know there's a lot of work involved in cooking chitlins. Or I could just swallow everything and eat the chitlins and just tell her how much I enjoyed them.
were they not fried?
No, they were cooked down. The absolute worst way that you can make them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, what do you think I did? I
Lord.
I ate them, and I told her how good they were, and that was the best chitlins I'd ever had. And I would never say or do anything to hurt her feelings at all. And the next day, she came back in and she said, "Robert," I said, "Yeah, you really don't want me to make chitlins for you no more. Now tell me the truth." I said, "Miss Althea, those were probably the best. Those are the best tasted chitlins I can remember eating." And I said, "I know I ate them when I was a kid." I said, "I don't remember, but no, ma'am. If you make them, I'll eat them." I said, "But I really don't." And she said, "You didn't have to eat them. It wouldn't hurt my feelings." I said, "I wouldn't go take that chance, Miss Althea." I said, "I'd never do anything to hurt your feelings." She came over to where I worked at years later. She found me there at a different store. She came back to the back, and she came up to me and just hugged my neck. And people were like, "You can't come." And she, "Get out of my way." And when I heard her voice, I started walking to the door. And she said, "You come here." She gave me the biggest hug. I mean, like, "Ma'am, you
Oh,
can't be. She can be back here if she wants to. You leave her alone." So, but yeah, you don't have a choice. Sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do. Sometimes you have to swallow stuff that you don't want to swallow, just so you don't hurt somebody's feelings. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So, Anthony, don't you worry about eating fish eyeballs. I'm not going to eat fish eyeballs if I can help it. If I get hungry enough, I probably would, but I ain't got that hunger
mm-mm.
yet, and I'm fat, so it's going to be a long time before I get that hungry. But if I had to, I'd eat some chitlins. Don't you worry about that. I ain't no but a thing. Well, everybody, Jenith, what else we want to talk about tonight?
No, nothing.
Well, all of our Rumble folks, y'all hang on. We're going to try to sneak out and
Yes.
do the raid. Yep. For those of you who aren't on Rumble, Anthony, Everybody else, y'all get on Rumble with us. It's a ball. You'll love doing the raids. It's free. I mean, it don't cost you nothing. Check out Rumble. Oh my goodness, it is so much fun. I have picked out the last 2 or 3 times. You pick out this time.
Yes, let's see. We've done handy news a couple times. Let's go do Crazy Dude. He's still on.
Is KD still on? Crazy
Yeah.
Cooking?
He's got
Is it
B.
Crazy
He's got
Cooking
B down and
Just
Nina.
Crazy Dude.
Either one. Either one. There, he's got them linked together. So
Okay. All right, so we're going to go out and we're going to raid Crazy Dude on Rumble. Everybody else, y'all have a great night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow night.
thank you
Yes, Miss Angel, you
for
are
people being
Rumble.
on
I can see you over there.
YouTube.
So-
And then
All
I had pulled up going across my Facebook page for our show, and Dog Tag dropped us a hey and how you doing. So
All right.
I told him hey and hope he was doing good. I know he's been in Hawaii with his daughter.
Oh,
So-
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so,
I need to get Dog Tag back on here. So,
I wished he would have got on the Southern Fried one or yours so he could have seen his comment. But I told him I was sorry, but I didn't have my Facebook up to look at comments at that
Okay.
moment. So, but I answered him though. I said something back to him.
good deal. All right, for all you non-Rumble folks, we're going to play you out of here. You Rumble folks, hang on for just a second. We'll be right back.
Yes, thank y'all. See you tomorrow night.
Our mamas to be straightforward and speak the truth. Guide us and lead us to be the best we can be, so we can be the man they see inside of us.